What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I got my hands on a 2019 L5P Duramax Denali. Now this truck is getting the full emissions compliant treatment, if you guys catch my drift. We got the HP tuners unlocked ECM right here, and this one is getting trans tuning as well, so we got the unlocked TCM. Alright, so just like my truck, guys, I'm going to take you through and show you some of the things I'm going to do to it. I'm not going to show you everything, of course, but I'll probably show the main steps like pulling the Y bridge, pulling the turbo, and all that good jazz. Then we'll start it up, show you what it sounds like, take it for a drive. So I'm actually curious on how the truck's going to drive with trans tuning, because my truck, the 10-speed, they don't have an unlocked TCM for that out yet. So I don't have trans tuning, so I'm curious on how this is going to drive and perform. So let's dive right on into it. As you guys can see, it's 100% stock right now. The only thing I did here was take off the heat shield so far, but when I'm done with this thing, it's going to be a totally different animal. All the stuff's going to be pulled out. I'll get you guys a cold start real quick of the exhaust, because that's going to sound totally different. So that's a truck cold, you can't hear anything. Already I swapped out the ECM here and the TCM. This one's getting trans tuning. So we got those swapped in, got the tunes loaded in. That was with it tuned, so now we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the batteries here. And once we do this, we are good to go to start pulling some parts off this thing. Alrighty, we're gonna start digging on into it now. First thing we're gonna do is drain the coolant. Then when that's draining, I'm gonna get this inner fender liner here out. Then we'll get cracking on it. I finally got a lot of this cleaned out in here. I got this brand new topside creeper. This is gonna come in really handy. I wish I had this when I was working on my truck. And also over there, I got a brand new toolbox. So trying to get organized. And yeah, try to make this job a lot easier than it has to be. This is like my third or fourth L5P I'm doing now. I just didn't put a lot of that stuff on the channel because I was doing a lot of stuff with my truck. But I figure you guys like the L5P content, so I'll just keep it rolling out with different trucks. We got the coolant draining now. I'm gonna go ahead and get this inner fender liner out, just so you get to the bottom exhaust manifold in there a lot easier, the block off plates. So I'll talk to you guys when I get this stuff off. And a good thing I like to do too is get like a brand new pack of Ziploc bags, some flashcards, and a pen. And I label everything. Everything I take off, I put into a Ziploc bag, tape it to the part that came off, said this bolt goes here. Just in case something ever happens, you want to put it back to stock, you know where everything goes and everything's nice and organized and labeled. It takes a little bit more time, but it's really worth it at the end. Okay, we just pulled the Y bridge out. Leading up to this is the hardest part. Once you get the Y bridge out, it opens up a lot of room in here. So as you can see now, we're starting to free up some room. What you want to do is when you pull the Y bridge out, you can see where it goes down in the engine. You want to take some rags, like I'm about to do right here, and plug up those holes just so nothing falls in there. So there's one, and here's two. Just get those in there good, so in case anything falls, it does not go down in there.
Depend on me, yeah, every friend in my family. From a girl, every fan I meet myself. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down to make new thoughts, like jumping off of that rooftop. Whole life never when I do nothing to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo, steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to find my pain. See the sun coming out of that rain. My day really not tame. I'ma never slow down. I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage. It's taking over.
Is that wire connected?
No. Just hold it here. I'll grab it.
Ripping hard, I'm all that. best. Never stop, no rest, till the stress is breath in my chest. Till it's diamonds wrapping my neck, progress to a god from a goddamn mess. Hopeless, more tests, more blessed. Dug deep down, trying to find my best. Find a beast, had to kill a conquest, I'm next. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down, make new thoughts, like jumping off.
Alright, we're finally starting to make some good progress. We got the turbo out right there, the SCR and downpipe. Those are all the stock parts. Everything I took off, like I said, I labeled, put in bags. But now, a lot more room up in here. Every time you take something out and there's an opening, shove a rag in it so you don't drop anything down in there. But yeah, a lot more room in here now. The only thing left to do is you gotta throw the downpipe on. Then we'll throw the turbo back on, connect it. And yeah, we'll throw the Y bridge back on, hook everything back up, and should be ready to run here in a few minutes. This is a little comparison between the new downpipe that's going in and the factory one. You can see like how crushed and restricted that thing is. This is a full 3.5-inch downpipe, minimal bending for maximum flow. So a lot better downpipe going in. Also, you have to reuse the metal sealing O-ring off the old downpipe. I actually lost this on mine. It took like 2 months to get in, so I'm gonna make sure I don't lose it this time. Alright, so this process, guys, took me a couple days. It's a couple days later now. I got everything taken care of. Like, I'll show you guys. Got the air box, everything back on. Coolant topped off. As you can see, everything is good to go. Got the new downpipe on. I'm only running out of the downpipe for now. I like to start it with the downpipe first, make sure everything's good. Then I'll throw the exhaust on. Yeah, looking good. I just got to top off the coolant when I get started. And I'll show you guys all the parts that this pothole took off this truck. When it hit this pothole, a lot of stuff fell off, but luckily I got everything labeled so we could put it back on no problem. So we'll start up for the first time. We'll see how it sounds. I like to start it up with the toe tune in at first, like the lowest tune, just in case something's the matter. Like, even though it probably doesn't really matter, I just like the peace of mind. All right, so we're good to go. We're gonna do the first start right here. I'm gonna start it up, check for leaks, then we'll back it out. Oh yeah. Woo! She sounds good. Gonna check for some leaks here real quick. Make sure there's no check engine lights. Hot bulb in here. Look at that, perfect. No lights. Nothing. Perfect. That's what I like to see right there. Like I said, we'll check for some leaks, back her out, then we'll go do the trans relearn on this thing. I just checked it over, no leaks so far. I got my truck out here. I'm gonna move this real quick so I can back this out. Wheels are really starting to grow on me. Starting to like it a real lot. Got another cold start of this thing, 2 L5P cold starts within the same time frame. That's very rare. Our temporary edge set up there for now. I'm gonna mount in the window, but sounds very good. Get out in the road here. So whatever you guys do, please do not drive erratically after you tune it for the first time, because you gotta do the trans relearn. So what you wanna do is take it out for a drive, go from first gear to sixth gear 6 times, back down to first gear. Do that 6 times. Then you're gonna wanna gently go through the gears again for about 3rd throttle, all the way to 6th gear, back down, half throttle, 3/4 throttle, and full throttle, about 6 times at each of those passes, and then you'll successfully have the trans relearn done. One thing I like about the Edge is I can get up my throttle position, so as I'm doing the relearn, I know exactly what % throttle I'm at during that step of the relearn, which is really useful, so you know exactly what throttle position you're at, so you can work your way all the way up. What I like about these long, straight Mexico roads is it's really easy to do the relearn. You can just come to a dead stop, because this whole coronavirus bull, there's no one out on the roads, and it's great, so you can just keep stopping and going, and no one's out. Just do your own thing. Like, as you can see right there, I don't know if you saw that camera jerk, but between third and fourth here, it's been jerking. It's been slightly getting better. You just gotta keep going through it until it's 100% worked out. This guy over here is loving it. Breaking his neck, my man. Who does not like a deleted L5P? Come on, let's be honest. Broke his neck. Oh god, this truck's great. So now that we went on the test drive, trans relearn's done. It's shifting a lot better. At first it was really clunky, but that's how they always are, even my truck. So now the last thing to do is a crank relearn. As you can see, I come under here to read codes. The last code we have right here is the crankshaft variant, blah blah blah. So I'll show you guys how you do that. You want to come over to here to vehicle, controls and special functions, crank relearn. Now it's going to say gradually rev to the fuel cut, release cycle the ignition, and now clear the code. So what you want to do is click OK. So put your foot on the brake. Then you're going to rev it all the way up. Make sure you're in park, AC off. Make sure all your stuff's off in here because it won't work. Then you want to gradually rev it up to the fuel cut. Just once it hits the fuel cut, let off, and then your crank relearn's done. So foot on the brake. That's where the fuel cut was. So that's it, you're done. X this out. Cycle the ignition on and off. Turn the truck back on. We'll read the DCTs one more time. We'll clear them all out. Read. This should go away here in a minute because these trucks, you have to drive them to clear the code. So go ahead, drive it, go home, make sure that cleared out, and that's all of them. Should be good to go. Just looking for the test drive, no issues, everything's running great. We just pulled it back in the garage for now. We're gonna put this 5-inch downpipe back exhaust on. And when you just heard me driving it, that was out of the downpipe only. So we'll throw this on real quick and I'll get back to you guys when we got it on. So let's do it. Sounds really good. Got the exhaust on now. So I'll take it out now. We'll get some sound clips for you guys of what it sounds like with the exhaust on there. 2 tuned and deleted L5Ps rolling together. I think that's pretty cool. Pick your poison. We got 2019, 2020, both tuned, both deleted. This thing actually rips with trans tuning because I don't have trans tuning in mine, and this thing just shifts so consistently and so well. Mine, and I'm on 35s as well, these are on stock, so this thing really moves compared to mine, but yeah, I love them, both of them. Got the exhaust on both of them. Sounding great. That will never get old. The old L5P shenanigans. Oh man. I cannot get enough of these two trucks. They're literally ridiculous. Damn! That thing is so nasty. So I'm gonna end this video here. If you guys like what you saw with the L5P content, drop me a like down below. If you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.
days come, it's crazy. Life is gone, you only die. Wish that you could save me.